tuna sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh.
Cyborg Force.
Hello guys, tuning you about again. Well, its time has come. It's the 10th anniversary of the NeoGeo thread on the Atari Age forums, and I'm dedicating this video to that, and it worked out quite well actually, because there's a brand new NeoGeo game that got released about a week ago called Cyborg Force. So we're going to review this, and what I would say is, with the Atari Age forums, if you're into NeoGeo and you're into anything NeoGeo essentially, you want news or whatever, or you just want to chat about things, jump over to the NeoGeo thread on the Atari Age. I say it's been around for 10 years now, which is pretty amazing for a NeoGeo thread, but it's still ongoing, and it's a good place for news and just to have a chat essentially. So I will leave a link in the description to that. So anyway, we're going to review Cyborg Force. So this is a brand new NeoGeo game. I think came out just about over a week ago. I picked it up a week ago. You can get it on cartridge, or you can get it on if you buy the NeoGeo one off their website. I will put a link. You get the Mr. ROM, the Pocket ROM, an emulation ROM, Neo SD ROM, and you get a ROM for the Dark Force cart as well, which is quite nice. It is out on a few other consoles as well. Dreamcast is one of them. There's a Dreamcast CD version. I'm not quite sure what the other ones are. You'll have to have a look on their website basically, but I'll leave a link anyway so you can do that. So it's not just a NeoGeo game. So let's start this up. They say I'm playing it on the Mister at the moment just because of ease, but I have checked it on my Neo SD card as well. So it works on original machines. So we'll go through the options. Options are pretty simple. You've got how many heroes you've got. You can put up to 5. I'll just leave on 5. Difficulty, it goes up to 8. I've turned the difficulty down because this game is pretty tricky, and it doesn't really seem to make much of a difference. So I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest. And each level's got a time limit, and that's pretty much it for options. So we're going to start it up. So you get this classic NeoGeo sort of button screen. Buttons are pretty simple. It's A button is fire, B button is jump, C button will change in between your weapons if you're not moving, and while you're on the move, you hold it down, you can stay still in position and then fire all 8 directions. And the D button is pretty much chuck a grenade. One thing I do wish with the controls, obviously having a button to hold down to push an angle, you know, so you can stay in position. With limited amount of buttons on the NeoGeo is a bit tricky. So I do wish when you jump in the air you could change weapons, because I'm finding loads of times I jump in the air and land, I want to change weapon instantly, but you can't. You've got to stay still for like a second and then you change weapon. So maybe a change weapon in mid-air would be quite useful. So you got 8 characters. They've all got little quotes. There's quite a bit of swearing in this game, depending on the character. He's my favourite, Cyborg Jesus. They covered a bit of everything. There's no difference between the characters. They're pretty much all the same, apart from their sprite is different, essentially. But it's cool you get to pick which ones you want. And you to the one on the cover. I say this is available on cartridge as well, which is quite nice if you wanted it. But here we go.
You don't fuck with the Jesus.
So you're entering the Martian atmosphere, and there's all mutants and stuff on it. And you're going in to basically kick ass and kill them all. Right, so here we go. So you can fire a move in the angle. If you hold down that C button, you can shoot in any angle. If you press C button, it swaps between the weapons, but you've got to let go of the stick essentially to do that. And that one chucks your grenade. That is pretty much it on the controls. As you can see, it's got multi-PAL-X backgrounds. The graphics itself, I would say on this, they're okay, they're not great. For NeoGeo they do look quite basic, but you know, it is a homebrew game, I suppose. They've tried to do a pretty good job, so I can't complain. The music as you hear in the background is sort of like a heavy metal, sort of rock music. All the tracks are like that on this. There's plenty of different weapons in this game as well. You've got a freeway, you've got like a laser weapon, you've got like a burst laser weapon that gets rid of bullets. You've got like a chemical grenade which you can use. There's like a plasma firing weapon. I think what else it is. There's a rocket as well, which is quite interesting. So I'm going to change weapons. Flamethrower, that's the other weapon you got. What I found with the flamethrower, if you jump, you could like flick the flames a little bit further. Which will make doing this bit a lot easier. Difficulty wise, I'll say in this game is tricky. It's really tricky, it's pretty hard. First time you play this, you're going to die quite a bit in this first level, and even if you get quite far, you're going to run out of time. So one thing I will say with this, that the difficulty probably could have been a little bit more balanced. I don't even bother them. You can't shoot up through platforms, and you can't shoot down through platforms either. That's one thing that's a little bit different to Contra and stuff on this game.
Area clear.
Right, so I'm going to keep the flamethrower. It's quite handy for this first section. Just to get through here quick so I don't get attacked. Those flying enemies, they will keep coming out. And they will kill you. You'll get overwhelmed by them. The more you hang around these sections, the more of them turn up. So in some ways you're better off running through these sections. Yeah, this bit is a nightmare. You should not be able to shoot through platforms, it's to your detriment in this game. I don't like that about this game, unfortunately. Right, boss time. Killed it quick end one. Area cleared. So that's pretty much the first level. I'll show you one of the other weapons now. So if I change, got like a plasma gun, like a fast firing plasma gun, which is not bad. I'm gonna go for that. It is quite handy for killing enemies. That weapon above is the grenade. chemical grenade.
Fuck you.
Tricky out a bit is sometimes you can drop down, you could just jump over them, I suppose. Quite a few jumper here as well. Force these to come down. This is going to make it a bit tricky now. Jump. Like in Metal Slug, there's no getting close to an enemy and then stabbing it to kill it. It doesn't have that option in this, unfortunately. Which does make this game a lot harder, especially when you can't shoot from the platforms either. Right, now we're going to get tricky. Now you're going to start seeing lots of bullets. This game can get a bit crazy on bullets every now and then. This is where in these levels you've got to take your time. The only problem is taking your time, you'll end up dying. Okay, that wasn't bad. How am I going to get out of that? Okay, I did. Just about. When you continue, right back to the beginning of the level. It's going to come back. Rushing through these levels is not a good idea. Let's see how far I can get. I won't go too far, if you know what I mean, but at least see if I can get to the boss in this level. Best just run from that bit. Like certain weapons are better at certain enemies as well. Oh god, I've gone a bit too far here. Now I'm putting a grenade. See what I mean? It gets a bit insane. It becomes quite tricky to dodge. You have got quite good control over your jump, you've got multiple jump heights. That does help. It's because they walk right up to you. definitely don't want to walk forward on this one because there's a lot of enemies behind it, which will do you over. It's taken a fair bit of practice to be able to do our level without timing it out. Here's the chemical grenade. Right, here we go. Silly boss style.
Fuck you.
Say, without that those little hop jumps, you're going to be in trouble on this game. Still got it.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that should do it. But anyway guys, I'm not going to show you any more of this. I'm literally going to leave it where it is. So, yeah. So, Cyborg Force on the NeoGeo, what do I think of it? I think the graphics are okay, nothing special, but you know, they're alright, I suppose, for what they are, like nothing too special. I do like the music, but I've got a problem with the music. I think the music is too bassy. It's like a dull sort of bass off the top of the music, and you really need to turn your, like I'm using it on an arcade cab, you really need to turn the arcade cab right up to really listen to the music, but then it's too loud, if you know what I mean. Like the sound effects and everything are way too loud. It's like the music, they could cut down a little bit of the bass on the music in the background would really sort of would bring the sound out, if you know what I mean, because it sounds a bit muffled, if that makes sense. Playability wise, it plays alright. The jumping is quite good on you, and then you got the multiple weapons. Like I said, I do wish you could change weapon mid-air. That would have been a nice little upgrade. And I don't like the idea that you can't shoot through platforms and you can't shoot down through platforms. It does make the game a lot harder than it would be like a Contra game, because especially later on, especially on this level, there's loads of enemies above you and things like that, and you can't shoot them. So you either have to try and get up there, which can be tricky, or you have to try and dodge their fire while putting up the things in front of you. Yeah, so overall, it's got the other thing is difficulty, I would say. A lot of games, like the first couple of levels, they get you into it, don't they? You know what I mean? They just sort of introduce you to it, and you know, it gets harder from there. This is like balls to the wall from the start. There's no messing around with this at all. Like, it is solid from the start, and it will take you quite a bit of practice to get good at it. And it's probably a little bit too hard, I would say. It can be. I've only managed to get to level 4 so far on the 4 credits that I got on the standard 3 lives. This is the first time I chucked it on 5 lives. So that's all I've got to so far. So yeah, so as an overall package, the game cost me 20 quid or 20 pounds or $24 or whatever it's going to work out as. And I was buying the ROM. I can't remember how much the cartridge is. I would probably give this game 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's nice to have a new Neo Geo game, mind. I don't think it's anything special. Maybe a 6 out of 10. I wouldn't really consider buying the cartridge. To be honest, if you are thinking of buying a cartridge, I think it'd probably be worth your while to spend the £20 on the actual ROM first, to give the ROM a try and see what you think. And then if you do like it, obviously go ahead, buy the cartridge. But it's nice they did it on the cartridge, which is really good as well. We can't fault that. Yeah, so 6 out of 10, guys. It's not a bad game, but it's not a great game either, and it does have a few gameplay issues it could have done with tweaks. And yeah, they could really done with making that music in the background a bit not quite so bassy and muffled, if you know what I mean. So you wouldn't have to crank it right up to really get the best out of it. So hopefully you enjoyed the review, guys. Like I said, I'll leave links to the NeoGeo thread and where to purchase this game from, where you can get the cartridge, and it's got the other versions on there. They do sell a pack. I think it's about 40 quid, something like that. And all the downloaded versions, you get them all essentially. So which is quite nice. So if you've got multiple consoles, you can get it on all them. So hopefully, guys, you enjoyed the review, and hopefully you jump over to and celebrate the 10th year anniversary of the NeoGeo thread on the Atari forums. And Charlie Cat is the guy who runs the forums, and a really nice guy, really chatty, really friendly. Posting my videos all the time, can't fault him. He's a nice guy, so go over there and have a chat with him. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you soon. Bye now.